Good job, enough for good rising and great awakenings. I guess that's good. Oh. I'm a little behind schedule. I thought I'd be here yesterday. It just didn't work out. Good rising and great awakenings. Welcome to AstMaataJi Temple. We're going to have a presentation of divine offerings to the cosmic forces of nature. I had a hard time deciding what I was going to do today, so I'm just going to go with the good old standby of Aset and Ma'at. Not really standbys, but those are my tutelary divinities. And I have some wonderful news, some really amazing news. I don't know if you remember back in August of 2023, my wonderful Sapriwa harp was stolen. And I've just been kind of lost since then, but I finally was able to send off for a new one. And it'll be here soon. I don't know how long it takes for things to arrive from Ghana. But that is something I'm supremely grateful for right now. So I was able to get another one. So before we dive into the devotion, I thought I would do a little bit of discussion or reading about having a Neterian practice. I tried to put it in the description. Neterian is one who follows the Neters, the Neteru, the cosmic forces of nature, also known as gods or goddesses. And this practice is not limited to any particular location. Oh, thank you. Location or time in history, no timeline. Neterian practice is practiced all over the world by Aboriginal and Indigenous people of the four directions. And this practitioner has the intention of finding connections between the Aboriginal people of TaMerika, North, Central, and South America, and what we know of as ancient Kemet. Oh, thank you for the love. Thank you. And I studied with this temple, Neteru Neters, with Dr. Ashby. Well, Sebama and AstMaataJi, they're both Dr. Ashby for 10 or 12 years. And now I'm focusing on my practice, which is mostly about music and sound. And I'm a chantress. So we were reading from their guide on the practice, which was really helpful. Maybe we finished this introduction. Yeah, I believe we did. Wonderful. Okay, here we go. So now we're on the chapter on the daily worship schedule for your Shedi practice. So the Shedi practice is the practice involves study of the teachings, meditation, devotion, and Ma'ari, right action. And we have daily rituals, monthly rituals, and annual rituals. The annual schedule for worship, sunrise and sunset schedule. At AstMaataJi Temple, it's whenever I can. I used to get really stressed out about trying to follow other schedules, and now I just go with the flow. Sunrise and sunset schedule. You can get that somewhere. A practitioner of Sema or yoga must make an effort to integrate the main practices of yoga into daily life. This means that you need to begin adding small amounts of time for prayer, repetition of the divine name, hekau, or chanting. Exercise includes proper breathing exercises, study of the teachings, silence, selfless service, meditation, and daily reflection. This also means that you will gradually reduce the practices which go against yogic movement as you gain more time for shedding. And I've noticed that when I was really active in my practice, keeping up with their schedule, I did have more time for shedding. It was amazing how much time I found for study and for being involved in their activities. However, it did not leave time for practical reality. So at AstMaataJi Temple, it's a balance of the spiritual and the practical, which is why I've had to let go of having schedules set in stone, because practical life doesn't always go by the schedule. Here we go. Okay, next page. Below you will find an outline of a schedule for the beginning practice of yoga. Now, when they say yoga, they don't just mean the postures. Yoga has many aspects to the practice. Like I mentioned before, study, chanting, devotion, right action. And that doesn't even emphasize the postures. The postures are just one aspect of devotion. The postures, moving through the postures, is supposed to get you to the proper mindset for meditation. In fact, all of the other practices prepare you for meditation. You may spend more time according to your own capacity and personal situation. However, try to be consistent in the amount of time and location you choose to practice your discipline, as well as in the time of day you choose to perform each of the different practices. This will enable your body and mind to develop a rhythm which will develop into the driving force of your day. When this occurs, you will develop stamina and fortitude when dealing with any situation of life. You will have a stable center which will anchor you to a higher purpose in life, whether you are experiencing prosperous times or adverse times. In the advanced stages, spiritual practice will become continuous. Try to do the best you can according to your capacity, meaning your circumstances. If your family members are not interested or do not understand what you are trying to do, simply maintain your practices privately and try to keep the interruptions to a minimum. As you develop, you may feel drawn towards some forms of practice over others. The important thing to remember is to practice them all in an integrated fashion. Do not neglect any of the practices, even though you may spend additional time on some versus others. Practicing spirituality only during times of adversity is the mistake of those who are spiritually immature. Any form of spiritual practice, ritualistic or otherwise, is a positive development. However, you will not derive the optimal spiritual benefits by simply becoming religious when you are in trouble. The masses of people only pray when they are in trouble. Then they ask for assistance to get out of trouble. What they do not realize is that if they were to turn their minds to God, towards the divine at all times, not just in times of misfortune, adversity would not befall them. As you progress through your studies, you will learn that adversities in life are meant to turn you towards the divine. In this sense, they are messages from the divine to awaken spiritual aspiration. However, if you do not listen to the message and hearken to the divine intent behind it, you will be in a position to experience more miseries of life and miseries of more intense nature. Okay, so that's good for today. And then one more thing I wanted to acknowledge. Sometimes people ask me, why is there suffering in the world, and why are people in other places of the world going through such adversity and hardship and tragedy? And in the Neterian tradition, that is because of our REU. The REU, is it's a collection of impact from your past and your past lives and your ancestors' past lives. So all of that is stored in your heart. And in women, it's also stored in our wombs. And of course, it's stored in our memories. But the idea is it's stored and it has to be cleansed or purified. It has to be let go of. It has to be moved. It has to be transformed. Otherwise, the same adversities continue to to come up in our lives. So after a lot of soul searching and reflection, I realized that the reason I am drawn to share through these live streams, offer devotion, is not just to be of service to the divine, but these actions also purify my RU. And they hold space for others to cleanse their RU. So, that's given me a whole different attitude about these offerings. And as I was talking about the schedules and being consistent. And, once I realized, well, it's for my benefit too. So it has to benefit me and not cause me stress. Okay. So let's go ahead and start. Like I said, the focus today is going to be on Aset and Ma'at. And I don't really have a plan. I'm just letting the divine move through me. And so we're going to begin. And this altar is faced towards the north, which is the direction of the never setting sun, never setting stars. And it just represents divine consciousness. That's what it means to me. The infinite, unlimited potential that we have within us. So we keep the altar covered because when we remove the cover, it's like removing the veil. This is revealing our hidden divinity. And it also helps keep the altar clean. First, we light the candle. That's bizarre. I know I have 2 pieces of incense here. Where'd they go? That's weird. Okay, it's here. It's so weird. We have one piece, a half piece. Oh, here we are. Okay. So lighting the Yaku, the divine light within that is to be awakened. Incense represents the fragrance of the personality which rises up, attracts, and communes with the divine. Water libation. Bring water from one container to the next silently and continuously. This symbolizes the one-pointed flow of the mind towards the divine. Fruit offering. Hotrp Nesunetera Anpu Wepwat NaPtaJi Pekeru Kakape Neteru Makeru Hotrp Nesunetera Anpu Wepwat NaPtaJi Pekeru Kakape Neteru Makeru Hotrp Nesunetera Anpu Wepwat NaPtaJi Pekeru Kakape Neteru Makeru Hotrp Nesunetera Anpu Wepwat NaPtaJi Pekeru Kakape Neteru Makeru. Translation. Offering is given to the Supreme Divinity and to Anpu, Prepare of the Traveler, and Wepwat, Opener of the Ways, Lord of the Sacred Land. The spoken offering is 1,000 beef, complete maleless, and 1,000 geese, complete femaleless. This causes the divine to make one true of speech and enlightened being attempt. All right, now we will have the offering of the 4 great truths of Neter. And you can call in response. I don't have the lyrics available, but I'm working on getting the manual so you can have it to sing along. Say what you say, not full inside you said. Orisheri Mekabe Makeru Neteru 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 on the arts we sound you said say Kemet. Say what you say, not fool inside you said. Orisheri Mekabe Makeru on the arts we sound you said say Kemet. Say what you say, not fool inside you said. Orisheri Mekabe Makeru Neteru Neteru on the arts we sound you said say Kemet. Say what you say, not fool inside you said. Orisheri Mekabe Makeru. Yeah. It's just, here's the scroll that contains the 4 great truths. I'll read the translation and the gloss. The gloss is really helpful. Neteru. The Neter, the Supreme Being, is one and alone, and is never manifesting everywhere and in all things in the form of gods and goddesses. Commentary. Neverju means all-encompassing divinity, the all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit which pervades all, and who is the ultimate essence of all. This first truth unifies all the expressions of Kemetan religion. AstMaataJi said, say Kemet. Lack of righteousness brings fetters to the personality, and these fetters lead to ignorance of the divine. Commentary. When a human being acts in ways that contradict the natural order of nature, Negative qualities of the mind will develop within that person's personality. These are the afflictions of Set. Set is the Neteru of egoism and selfishness. The afflictions of Set include anger, hatred, greed, lust, jealousy, envy, gluttony, dishonesty, hypocrisy, etc. So to be free from the fetters of Set, one must be free from the afflictions of Set. Say Washu, say Nafu, and Sayu Set. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. To be liberated, Nafu, freedom to breathe. From the afflictions of Set, one must be devoted to the divine. Being devoted to the divine means living by Ma'at. Ma'at is a way of life that is purifying to the heart and beneficial for society as it promotes virtue and order. Living by Ma'at means practicing Shedi, the spiritual practices and disciplines. Uwashu means devotion, and the classic pose of adoring the divine is called Dua, which is like this. Standing or sitting with upraised hands facing outwards towards the image of the divinity. Ari Shedi Rek Abe Makaru. The practice of the Shedi disciplines leads to knowing oneself as the divine. This is called being true of speech. Commentary. Doing Shedi means to study profoundly, to penetrate the mysteries, Shachaut, and discover the nature of the divine. There have been several practices designed by the sages of ancient Kemet to facilitate the process of self-knowledge. These are the spiritual Shachaut traditions and the Sema, Smaitawi yogic disciplines related to them that augment the spiritual practices. All the traditions relate the teachings of the sages by means of myths related to particular cosmic forces of nature. It is understood that all of these Neteru are related like brothers and sisters, having all emanated from the same source, the same supremely divine parent, who is neither male nor female, but encompasses the totality of the two. Right now we'll have our opening chants. I usually have to stand up for this one. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Remove obstacles to my success in my spiritual practice. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. These souls through the narrow pathways to know the difference between real and unreal. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Measure between heaven and hell. Face black as night, rolling as a day. You watch it by night is my day. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. May on you make my thoughts firm, so that I may stand upon them. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. I have washed myself in the waters, whereon he washed himself, where he was the officer of embalmer and bandager. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. Oh, one fool, opener of the ways. My lips are the lips of Anpu. 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 Yeah, to Anpu. Our lips are the lips of Anpu, meaning our lips, the words coming from our lips can manifest, can open the way, can remove obstacles. Okay, and then the see how much. Yeah, okay. All right, so next we have the chant from AstMaataJi Temple, recited before readings from the Purdom Haru. If we had a longer time span, we would do two. Well, I don't know. Okay, I'll do them two. because they're so beautiful, and one of them leads into the other Ma'at song. So, okay, make sure I have the other one. Got so many songs, it's hard to cut them out or do the short versions. So that's my weakness. Let's see. It's hard to say no to the divine. Okay. Sorry. Gotta be somewhere. Come on. Okay, I'm playing games with me. It's supposed to be everywhere. This is why things take so long. By heart. Okay. Everywhere but. Okay, what's happening? This is really weird. Okay, just have to trust and know it by heart. Sure they do. I'm just going to trust that and know it by heart. Look here. Here. Oh, I found it. Yay. Okay. All right. So like I announced earlier, my new harp is on the way. And we'll just have to make do with this. Oh, divine masculine. Thank you so much. Du da kep du ben effen ma getter den pen. An het tezra keitiem kepara. Kepara keman Neteru. Ke uben ke peset mut ke. Kepara man Neter. This harp is not working. I'm just gonna play it the drum. Oh, this is. That's why I don't usually do these, because I don't have the right instrument. Here we go. On the Tezra Keitian Keparan. Kepara Keman Neteru. Take Uben Ke Preset Luke. Katiem Suten Neteru. Take Uben Ke Preset Luke. Ini next met not akem ini. Manu mete petu maatata. Maatan kumar. Neteru Tahinama Akinama Atimama Duamat Nebuten Matakuma Matebuten Keep your heart as light as a feather. Do a mind. Keep your heart as light as a feather. Do a mind. To know the difference between what's real and unreal. Do unto. To know the difference between what's real and unreal. Do unto. Light as a feather. Do real and unreal. Do makes my heart as light as a feather. Nukuma. Makes my heart as light as a feather. Nukuma. I know the difference between what's real and unreal. Nukuantu. I know the difference between what's real and unreal. Nukuantu. Translation, right? Well, that one is English. It was the first one I didn't get to translate for you. So let's go to those. All right. The first opening prayer, A, from the ancient Kemetic book of Coming Forth by Day. Adorations to Ra when he rises in horizon eastern. Homage to Ra, coming forth as Kepra, creator of the gods and goddesses, the cosmic forces of nature. Rising thee, shining thee, lighting up thy mother. Rising as Lord, king of the gods and goddesses, king of the cosmic forces of nature. Your mother Nut does an act of worship to you with both arms. Manu, the western horizon, receives thee in peace, and Ma'at embraces thee at the double season perennially. And the other one, I haven't done that one yet. Ma'at. Ma'at is the source of life. Ma'at is in everywhere you are. Rise in the morning with Ma'at. Live with Ma'at. Let every limb join with Ma'at. Let her guide your actions. Adorations to Goddess Ma'at, who is in everywhere you are. Do a Ma'at. so this one, Dua Asar, that's to be recited before reading from the Pradema Group, is a combination of the chants we learned from Sebama and also from Uabratim. The melody for the Dua Rakeft is inspired by the melody I learned from Sebama and Uabratim. Dua Asar, Infifnite, Herababu, Sutin, Hey, Devjeta, Sebebi, Hey, Dua Asar, Infifnite, Dua Asar, Translation. Adorations to Asar Unifer, divinity great, personality in the heart of Abdu, King of eternity, Lord of forever, traveling for eternities, in the form raised he, son primary of body of Nut, engendered by Geb, master lord of the Uraret crown, exalted white crown, prince of gods and goddesses and people, prince of cosmic forces of nature. So those are the opening prayers. And I want to thank you for being here today, and I hope you are receiving good vibrations from these offerings. So we start off with the songs for the AstMaataJi temple. And they go all right with this harp. The other ones don't. All right, so Ma'ati is the dual goddesses of Ma'at, representing Aset and Nebuchadnezzar. So it's really a very powerful trinity of Aset, Nebuchadnezzar, and Ma'at. So this first chant came when I was visiting the temple in Armenia, with the location of the blind harpist, at the temple of Mary Ra, who was the right-hand man of Akhenaten. And so it was a chant for me to focus on the music and not on the challenges of being a part of the temple or running a temple. Just focus on the music. Mary Mati, Mary Ra. 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 And of course, Mary means beloved. So beloved Maati, beloved Ra. This one, I don't know how it goes on the harp. Let's see. Sebutuke Matiwin Uteketi Sebutuke Matiwin Useketi Sebutuke Matiwin Useketi Sebutuke Matiwin Useketi Translation. Taken from the papyri at the Book of Breath, Book of Breathing, from the Persian River. Teachings that purified in the hall of AstMaataJi, carved to the Ma'at goddess in the hall of great purity. When you entered the great hall of Ma'ati, the two goddesses of righteousness, order, and truth, the goddesses of above and below, the dual existence in time and space, rendered you pure of all unrighteousness. Next we'll have the speech of Aset and the speech of Nebuchadnezzar. See if I can turn this one. AstMaataJi and I am a sake. Unanake nafu. Nafeke mekichu. Ensure afuke. Pertin temu. Second and K. Haiti afuke. Eddie in a and came to turn. Captain UKK. Carrots Tabby K. Zemakeru. Came Woods there too. Read the translation and then I'll This is the speech of Goddess Aset. These words are spoken by Goddess Aset. I come to you in a role as your protector. I blow from me to you the liberating and rejuvenating air from the north, with fullness of consciousness, which cleanses your nose, to the nostrils for your body. This air comes in the form of the god Temu, who is in the north, which is the spirit essence of Ra, the source and substance of all life, and the successful completion of the spiritual journey. I've collected the pieces of your throat for you so you can breathe and live. I pieced your throat back together and cleared obstructions to the air from Temu that conveys the vital life force. So now you have the capacity to experience unobstructed vitality. Now you do not have internal obstructions to existing as a conscious living being. I've given to you the capacity to exist in the form of a God, of a cosmic force of nature. And in your presence, I present to you your enemies, which have fallen under your feet. So now you do not have external obstructions to exist in your divine form. By doing these things, I, the goddess of intuition and wisdom, the embodiment of wisdom, have caused for you to have a divine state in heaven, over which you have power and dominion, and all the cosmic forces of nature, the gods and goddesses, behold you. And sing it one more time now that you know the meaning. Get more comfortable. AstMaataJi and I am in Sake. Hunanake Nafu. Nefeke Makitu. Inshure Afuke. Pertin to move. Zakena Inke. Haiti Afuke. Eddie in our in Kemet, capture you take care to be king. Say Makeru, Kemutse tu, Neteru. And now we will have the speech of Nebuchadnezzar. I'll read the translation first and then offer the music. Ucha, Constance and Hotrp. Ucha, good rising and great awakenings. Thank you for those of you on YouTube and TikTok. These are the words spoken by Asar Ani, the initiate, who is true of speech, spiritually victorious. And these words and blessings are conveyed for all of us. So it's the speech of Aset to us, the speech of Nebuchadnezzar to us. Goddess Nebuchadnezzar, the goddess of physical existence who presides over the house, the physical body, and who represents physicality and earthly vitality and presides over the lower aspects of the mind, body, its form, appearance, and the vitality aspect of the personality that are needed for supporting physical existence, says, I go around behind your head. My brother Asar, I come to you. I am protector of your body parts, and specifically your head. Note, Tawi goes with the next verse, the two lands, upper and lower Kemet, but metaphysically your higher self and lower self, every aspect of your being. The two lands bow in homage as they behold and invoke the Asar, which bestows spiritual victory on them. Nebuchadnezzar continues, I have bound thee and brought about spiritual wholeness through integration of thy personality. This is a rising up in consciousness, which can also be a reference to the mummy, which can be raised again, raised upright like the jet pillar, to cause spiritual victory over what Set has done to you. Your enemies are overthrown by the beneficent divinity Ptah, who is an aspect of the Asar. Ptah assists with the opening of the mouth of the initiate, where the Sayu Set bandages the fetters of Set that prevents one's expansion in consciousness that are placed over the mouth are removed. Thus, you have the capacity to experience expansion in consciousness that leads to spiritual victory. And I announced previously, the new Suprewa harp is on the way. We won't have to make every song go with this one because they don't always match. Try this one. AstMaataJi and the Sarani, Makeru Nebehe, Pekarin Ahate, Sinasaraya, Limsalke, Hotrp, Tawike, Manaske, AstMaataJi, Imzenu, Jezahane, Jezahane, Zemakeru, Eraditu, Ezezeke, Erkezeke, Infifnite. One more time. AstMaataJi and the Sarani, Makeru Nebehe, Pekarin Ahate, Sinasaraya, Imsalke, Hotrp, Tawike, Manaske, AstMaataJi, Imzenu, Jezahane, Jezahane, Zemakeru, Eraditu, Erkezeze, Erkezeke, Infifnite, do never had that. Protection. Okay. Protection. Yes, like I was saying earlier, talking about having a balanced spiritual practice and how there's different aspects to the practice, and it's easy to get caught up in your favorite one. My favorite one is music and devotion. However, I've been blessed with the gift of being able to put the teachings to music, so I kind of get away with sacred study when I put the teachings to music. But we will have some studying in just a moment. Okay. So here's a chant for protection. And this is from the Temple of Neteru. I'm going to stand up for this one. And this is a sistrum. It's used for eliminating chaos. Another great reason for standing up is all the heat is rising. Neteru the And when I read the translation, you'll see why I wanted to stand up. Meaning, all words, all spoken about me from outside of me, for example, others saying things about me, and also from inside of me, for instance, negative, egoistic self-talk based on fear, anger, insecurity, frustration, etc. The Neteru, those cosmic forces of nature, the gods and goddesses, together, they stand up for us on our behalf. Yeah. And here's a supplication to Aset and Ra and Asar for health and freedom from negative things. May Aset heal us as she healed Teru of all his pains, which his uncle Set had caused him when he killed his father Asar. O Aset, great of words of power, heal us, save the one from all the bad, evil, typhonic things, from the demonic and deadly diseases and impurities of all kind which attack them, as you have saved and freed your son Heru. As I enter the fire and emerge from the water, may I not fall into the trap of that day, saying, I am small and pitiable. O Ra, you who have spoken for your body. O Asar, you who pray for your manifestation. Ra speaks for his body. Asar prays for his manifestation. Free us from all possible evil, bad, and typhonic things, from the demonic and deadly fevers of all kinds. And this is taken from the ancient Kemetic medicine Eber's papyrus. Attack. That's for protection. Let's see. And I've got another one for protection, eliminating chaos. Let's see. We'll use the drum. Duabast is the cat goddess that is known for defeating Apep, which is chaos. So the chant goes Duabast, Anepep, meaning no chaos, no fetters upset, no destruction from the evil forces, which is protection. Duabast, Anepep, Nina Has is yes to enlightenment, yes to eternity, yes to infinity, yes to knowledge of self. And then Om is the transcendental word or name of the creator. It's usually, attributed to the cultures from the East, but we have proof of it originating in Kemet. And we talked about that earlier. All right, so let's send for protection. Already net. I think I wanted to sing that other one today. Other mod songs. Let's see, where is it? So now we're going to have a few songs for Ma'at. Let's see, where am I? I did have two already, or three, but I have some other ones. Okay, we'll do this one. Om Ma'ati Ma'akedu. And this one you can do sing along with me or call and response. Do a boss. Okay. Get you the official translation. Okay. So the translation of the next chant is the one divine self manifesting as the dual goddesses of truth of above and below, heaven and earth, assist me in attaining spiritual enlightenment. So you could just repeat after me. I have a song, so I'm going to sing the song. Om Ma'ati Ma'akedu. 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 Now your turn. Ma'ati. Your turn. Uh-oh. TikTok. Oops. Okay. Now it's your turn. Mati. And now we'll sing it together. Oh, Mati Makeru. 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 Okay. Dua much. Alright, so there's some songs that I have not been singing very much, so I'm going to be bold and try to remember them today. Oh, here's a nice one. This one I learned from the 7 Worlds. This person has this post on the laws of Hotrp. And I have here, know that the divine neither punishes, nor rewards, nor protects, that you will have the comfort of controlling these for yourself. Reasoning. If adversity which cannot be avoided is not the cause of suffering that follows our failure to reclaim our original nature, peace. Let me repeat that. If adversity which cannot be avoided is not the cause of suffering that follows our failure to reclaim our original nature, peace, then we must make spiritual growth our highest priority. If we are one, then I must refrain from doing you wrong, even self-defensively wishing you ill, to avoid doing me wrong, the key to justice and protection from others. Sphere 5 of the tree represents that aspect of spirit from which divine law is enforced, quote unquote. In the Kemetic tradition, the deity represented by this sphere is known as Hotrp. The wrath of the divine, because I'm learning to stop using God and gods and goddesses. So I'm catching myself. Uja Basu Rhonda Cooper. The wrath of the divine is exercised through this faculty, as is the love of the divine in its protective aspect. There is a balancing logic at work here. There is no law without means of enforcement. Therefore, Hotrp is needed to complement Ma'at. So this is not from Say Mama's teachings. This is something that I found online. And it led to this beautiful song. So at this temple, AstMaataJi temple, Hotrp is the force within us, the spiritual strength, the spiritual valor, the spiritual courage to stand for Ma'at, to stand with Ma'at, to fight for Ma'at, to fight with Ma'at, to speak for Ma'at, to speak with Ma'at, to live with Ma'at, to live for Ma'at, to rise with Ma'at, to spread Ma'at, to resonate with Ma'at, to reflect Ma'at, to reverberate Ma'at. This aspect of Ma'at is this Hotrp power. It's Heru, and it's been helping me a lot. Let's see here. Is. Hotrp before me, Hotrp at my right hand, Hotrp behind me, Hotrp at my left hand, Hotrp within me. Hotrp, help me speak the truth. Hotrp before me, Hotrp in my right hand, Hotrp behind me, Hotrp in my left hand, Hotrp within me, Hotrp, help me see the truth. Hotrp before me, Hotrp in my right hand, Hotrp behind me, Hotrp in my left hand, Hotrp within me, Hotrp, help me be the truth. Hotrp, help me speak the truth. Hotrp, help me see the truth. Hotrp, help me be the truth. And for those of you that are just tuning in, I have really good news that the replacement Sapriwa is on its way from Ghana, and it will be here very soon. And it'll be easier for me to share this divine music with the right instruments. See, where are we at? Uja, Move Maker International. Uja, Dua. Excellent. Okay, let's see. There's this one Ma'at song that I have not sang in so long. Oh, I know what it was I want to do for this Aset song, that one. But I want to do one more Ma'at song. If I can find it today. That's not it. I don't know where it is, actually. It's been a long time. And I started working on that album, and then everything just kind of stopped. I haven't looked at this song for so long. I can't find it in this next few moments. I will pass. It's probably over by the in the music studio. So I'm working on it. Yeah, it's not here. Okay. Just have to save it. Okay, but I will do this though. It's not a song. But you know how we talked about the 42 laws of Ma'at, how you see different versions in different places. Like I have a song for the 42 laws of Ma'at by another teacher. And then there's the 42 laws of Ma'at that Say by Ma put out. I guess I could do this one. Do I remember this song? No. I'll have that ready for the next time. But what I wanted to share with you today, because we're supposed to write out our own 42 laws of Ma'at to be recited at the time of our death or memorial, so that could go with us into eternity. So I wrote out my 42 laws. So I'm going to read those. When did I write this? I haven't looked at it since then. I don't even know. So when you recite the 42 laws of Ma'at, you're supposed to do it twice a day. In the morning, you say, I will not. In the evening, you say, I have not. And I've not been consistent with that practice at all. But I'm doing my very best to do what I can. Okay. So these are my 42 laws of Ma'at. I shall not forsake my divinity. I shall not be overtaken by materialism or emotional attachments. I shall not contribute excessively to global pollution. I will refrain from sexual relations until I know myself fully and my life is sustainable and can sustain more than two people. I will not eat my heart, meaning overcome with anger and distraught. I will let go of the past. So as you can see, I have some negative and some positive affirmations. I will let go of the past. I will let go of attachments to material world and world. I don't know what that says. World something. Worldliness and worldly standards. I will turn away from worldliness and worldly objects and ego-based attachments and desires. In other words, I don't know what that says. My handwriting is not very good. Take rest from priests and priestesses. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, from the temple that I was a member of. Okay. I will not commit perjury against myself. I have not done what is wrong. I have not acted deceitfully. I have not uttered evil words. I have not allowed myself to become sullen, to sulk, or become depressed. I have attacked no one. I have not spoken against anyone. I have not allowed myself to become angry without just cause. I have not committed any sin against my own purity. I have not violated sacred times and seasons. I have not stopped my ears from listening to the words of right and wrong, Ma'at. I have not stirred up strife, disturbances. I have not caused terror nor struck fear into anyone. I have not caused anyone to weep. I have not judged or judged hastily. I have not behaved with arrogance. I have not been overwhelmingly proud or sought distinctions for myself. I have never magnified my condition beyond what was fitting or increased my wealth except with such things as are justly mine own possessions by means of Ma'at. Variant. I have not disputed over possessions except which except when the concerns that concern my own rightful possessions variant. I have not desired more than what is rightfully mine. I gain strength to oppose worldly desires and entanglements. From my heart emerges incomparable joy and peace due to this way of life. I will experience a good death, minute nefer. I do not cease serving the temple. I have elevated your power, exalted your grandeur, and I have filled my heart with you, the divine. I have gone onto your path. I have come onto your water, and I am concerned with your plants. Oh, the rest is from the book on the priests and priestesses. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I got it. I have given the ink pot and laptop to Jehuti. I adhere your spirit with pans intended for deities. I pronounce your rituals. I've conducted the regular service and the festival service free of ignorance. I've tread the path of Ra in his temple. I keep watch in his home, conducting his festivals and presenting offerings without cease. I enter in peace. I leave in peace. I go happily. I followed my heart to serving the divine. I joined not. Wait. I followed my heart that has led me to serving the divine. I join not with him who ignores the divine's might. I am firm on the way of the divine. I spend all of my days, my life in joy. I will reach the Neter in joy. I have walked on the path of Lord Jehuti. Okay, I remember now when I said the rest is from the priests and priestesses. That is taken from the what's the book? It's over here. Okay. Yeah, so what I did was I consolidated like the first half because those are pretty much. I did from chapter 4, the benefits and immeasurable joys of being the priests and priestesses from volume 3, Egyptian Mysteries, say by Ma, because that's the path that I'm on, is becoming a chantress, a set shemayet, a musician and singer in the temple. So these are the goals that I have. So that's why I put those in there as my 42 laws of Ma'at. That's the path that I'm striving to live in eternity. Okay, and then next time I will try to have this song ready. Okay, so I didn't find the song I was looking for. So I'll find that one next time. Alrighty, moving right along. Oh, well, let me just oops. As you can see, I've used this book quite a bit. In fact, someone challenged me to write a song about this chapter, and I did. I did write it. Okay, so here we have some teachings. Well, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you very much. I'm doing my reading for today. Many people may see the monk as austere and joyless. The teaching is completely correctly understood and practiced. Nothing can be further from the truth. Actually, the austerity is a discipline to assist the aspirant in gaining strength to oppose the worldly desires and entanglements, which are actually the source of pain and sorrow in life, and therefore obstacles to the experience of real peace, joy, and contentment. If life is correctly understood and lived, And if the true purpose of life is achieved, then there will emerge in the heart of the aspirant incomparable joy and peace, which can be achieved in no other way. If life is led in this way, an aspirant can experience minute nefer, a good death, a happy death. This is the implication of preserving the image of the deceased by creating a death mask that contains a smile, such as that of Tuyu, see above. Okay. Oh. So here's the image of Tuyu smiling because your tribulations are over. So we have here Awet Ab, expansion of heart, joy, bliss. Heru Ab, inner peace and contentment, joy. Reshwit, joy and gladness. That sounds like another song. I wish I could find the one. I'll save that for when I have my heart because it won't sound good otherwise. The following text from the Temple of Heru at Edfu. I've never heard it pronounced Jebu. Temple of Heru at Edfu. Conveys the feeling of those who tread the path of the clergy. It is unsurpassed by any other endeavor. Highlighted here, the exaltation born of surrender to the divine, knowing that all is in God's hands, so there is no need for or strife. All that is needed is to live off of divine offerings to the divine. Like I said, I'm trying not to use the word God, so let's see. All that is needed is to live off of divine offerings and serve the divine, being a divine instrument, doing the work of the divine in peace. And then this is a quote from, doesn't even say, it's a quote from, I thought it was from Herodotus. Oh, here we go, 64. Kasinat Edfu, Volume 5, translated by M. Eliot. Le culte de Horus à Edfu au temps de Ptolemais. Oh, so it's Ptolemy. This is a quote of Ptolemy. The culture of Heru at Edfu's in the time of Ptolemy. I can read a little French. You think you have seen Lord Pakal. Ooh, I'd love to hear more about that. How happy are they, the priests and priestesses who celebrate your majesty, O great divine, and who do not cease serving your temple. Those priests and priestesses who elevate your power, exalt your grandeur, and fill their heart with you. Those priests and priestesses who go on your path and come on your water and are concerned with your majesty's plans. Those priests and priestesses who adore your spirit with paeans. Paeans, okay, that is translates into music, a song of joyful praise and exaltation, a fervent expression of joy or praise, an ancient Greek hymn of thanksgiving or invocation, especially to Apollo Heru. I had forgotten what that word meant, paeans, which is exactly what I am striving to do. Okay, enjoy your spirit. Paeans, intended for deities and who pronounce your ritual. Those priests and priestesses who conduct the regular service and the festival service free of ignorance. You who tread the paths of Ra in his temple, who keep watch in his home, conducting his festivals and presenting offerings without cease. Enter in peace, leave in peace, go happily. For life is in his hand, health is in his grip, and all goodly things are there where he is. There are the dishes that lie on his table. There is the food of those who eat his offerings. There is no ill or misfortune for those priests and priestesses who live on his goods. There is no damnation for those priests and priestesses who serve him. For his care extends to the sky and his security to the earth. His protection is greater than that of all other deities. Okay. There are some key points to be understood here. The joy that comes from living life free from ignorance is being elevated above the joy of life of people in the ordinary society. Speaking for myself, and this is Mama, I would not trade being a priest in the Kemetan culture for being a regular person as I was before in the society for any amount that you can pay me. I would have to agree with that. It's not the easiest road, but for myself, it is the best road, and it is the only road. And I have considered other roads, and they won't work because then I won't be able to do this. I have less now than I had before, materially speaking, but I am happier now, more joyous now, more fulfilled now, and this is what the scripture is talking about. Those who desire to tread the path of the Neterian clergy should learn to feel this way, content and at peace with the self, realizing that all other things are perishable and illusory and therefore unworthy of desire. Freedom from ignorance, doing the festival, making the common offerings again and again unceasingly, are important disciplines to purify the heart and mind, to keep steady on the path. These offerings that are given to the divine, where do they come from? The offerings come from the ordinary people who support the temple. When those offerings come into the temple, they are first presented to the divinity. And when the divinity is finished with them, then the priests and priestesses partake and are sustained by that. That's how it works. The idea is that everything has a subtle body, just as you have a subtle body. Actually, all human beings have three bodies, the physical body, the astral body, and the causal body. There is physical food that is needed to sustain the physical body. The divinity sustains itself with astral food. Actually, the worship, devotion, and love of aspirants comprise astral food for the divine. The tutelary or best time and space manifestation of the divine is what we are referring to here, and not the absolute and transcendental divinity. Actually, the offering is presented on the physical plane as well as the astral plane, since the food has physical and astral aspects. So the philosophy is that the divinity is fed first, and the divinity reciprocates by sustaining you and taking care of you. All right, that's wonderful to read that again. Here's something else. Again and again, the testimonials of ancient times exalt the path of Neterian spirituality, and most revered in this path are the servants of the divine, the clergy. There is recognition that there is a wealth far surpassing money to be found in the path of Shems, or following the divine, Shems Neteru. What is necessary is full dedication to the path, and I doubt sometimes, and that's my weakness. Full dedication to the path, observing the duties and responsibilities of performing the ritual, study and devotion to the divine, and observing the injunctions of Ma'at, keeping good association and obedience to the teaching. Pet Asar is extolling the way of blessedness, the path that leads to joy while on earth and going to the divine after death. This is a supreme example for all aspirants. Do a Hotrp. And I could use an extra day every week just to keep up with study. Okay. All right. So the song I said I wanted to offer, particularly today, because I need this reminder in my own life. And this is another one. I wish I made time to do this every single day. But I am able to just do it when I can. And that has to be good enough. And so it is. I am good enough. Okay, so what did you do with that one? Okay. Okay, so this one is the one called Made in the Shade, and we learned it. Oh, Dua, Divine Masculine. We learned it from the Temple of Aset class at Kemet University, Egyptian yoga. Uh-oh, it's not plugged in. My computer's about to go out. Oh, wasn't plugged in. Temple of Aset, the class where they go over the scriptures. Okay, hold on, let me go get it. Whoa. Oh, where is it? No. Huh, that book is not showing up right now. It's gotta be in this bag. I don't know where it is. Yeah, it's not in my book bag and it's not on my bookshelf, so it's not here. Well, anyway, it's the scripture for Ra and Aset, the myth of Ra and Aset. So if you're looking for a class to study, a great class,